The Space Needle is Seattle's most recognized landmark. In fact, it's one of the most recognized landmarks in the U.S. There's 848 steps from the bottom to the top, which you can take if you're feeling like a workout, or you can chill like us and take the elevator. Next stop, observation deck. We are high above the Space Needle on the observation deck. We got Dave here, who's the marketing manager. Before we talk about this incredible view, let's talk about why the Space Needle was built.
Well, we were built in 1962 as the centerpiece of the World's Fair, 605 feet tall, and solid as steel, and it's made out of steel, so I guess that's easy.
Solid as steel. Like it. The view, man. You get to do this every day.
Yeah, I've been here for 14 years, and I never get tired of it. This is Elliott Bay in Puget Sound. Seattle's home to one of the largest ferry systems in the world. What's great about this part of the country is that you can go out there in the morning and catch salmon during the proper season, then come back into work.
Now, I heard that there was a practical joke played on April Fool's Day. Tell us about that.
There was a show that had joked that the needle had fallen over.
Right.
In fact, the story goes that there was a gentleman that lived over in Spokane whose daughter happened to work here, and he was worried about her, so he drove over to make sure that she was okay.
He believed it. What's your favorite thing about Seattle?
My favorite thing about Seattle, as you can tell from my physique here, is probably the food. Seattle's got amazing seafood and great wine in this region, of course, and we got a great restaurant just 20 feet below us that I know we're going to see later on.
We're going to check that out. What are we going to do down there?
We're probably going to hang out.
Famous.
Yeah, it is world famous. We just won an award. We were the 2009 Washington Wine Restaurant of the Year.
Congratulations.
So we're going to meet. Thank you very much. We're going to meet up with Executive Chef Jeff Maxfield, and he's going to let you come in the kitchen and mess around a little bit.
With Executive Chef Jeff, which rhymes, here at Sky City. Now, I'm told you're one of the most serious chefs in Seattle. Don't mess around with you.
That's right, don't mess around. At Sky City, we focus on Northwest ingredients. We really want to highlight what the Northwest is famous for. Dungeness crab, it's a take on the home-style mac and cheese. Dungeness crab, orecchiette pasta. One of our other kind of unique items that we do as a starter here, this is a flatbread. It's an unleavened flatbread. We use shepherd's grain whole wheat flour from Eastern Washington. We've got an organic egg baked right on top. I'm going to put you to work. We're going to do two of our signature dishes. So this is a butter sauce. It's a Fur Rouge. So it's a take on a classic sauce. Everybody kind of knows Fur Blanc. This is Fur Rouge. This just means red butter. What we're going to do, this is just a little bit of that right on the bottom of the plate. These are locally grown banana fingerling potatoes. And behind you, the finest Northwest salmon. Look at that.
Huh?
That's awesome.
Who said I couldn't cook?
All right, John, we saved the best for last.
I thought we were done. Whoa!
This is the 1962 original, our lunar orbiter. Snoqualmie Gourmet ice cream.
Oh, my God.
With chocolate sauce and dry ice. How's everything tasting?
It's amazing.
Awesome.
And I think that's going to top it up. It's going to be the perfect ending. Portland is truly one of the most vibrant cities in the country. Lots of changes, lots of growth. Who better to talk about the growth than the Honorable Mayor of Portland, Sam Adams?
Hi, John. How are you?
Welcome to Next Stop.
I'm glad to be here.
What a beautiful city. What a beautiful Pioneer Square. Tell us about this place. This is the center of the city, right?
Yeah, this is Pioneer Courthouse Square, is known as the living room for Portland. And right behind us, the Decemberists are getting ready to play at one of our annual music concerts here in the square.
Now, you guys have lots of things happening here in the square year-round, right?
Yeah, rain or shine, there's something going on here in Portland's living room, Pioneer Square.
How is Portland changing right now? There's lots of growth happening. Some of the streets are kind of torn up, but it's all for good reasons.
That's right. We've got a whole new extension of our streetcar. We're about to break ground on an extension of light rail. The other big changes in Portland is that we're becoming a more diverse city, racially, ethnically, and I think that's great. I think it makes us a more interesting, a stronger city, more creative city.
Portland was just voted the #1 food city, not just in the Northwest, not just in the U.S., in the world.
Our food cart scene is really grassroots. It started on its own. We have about 500 food carts in the city of Portland.
So you're #1 in beer, #1 in food. We've tried the beer, but we haven't tried the food.
Wait till you try it.
Let's go. It's lunchtime.
All right.
So this is pretty much where it all started.
This is exactly where it all started. And as you can see, the focus is on the food, not necessarily the furnishings or the surroundings.
That's great, though. And now this food cart, I understand, won the most exotic food cart in Portland, which would mean the most exotic food cart in the world, right?
This is a fantastic food cart, and I recommend the UCAN Has cheeseburger.
It is a quarter-pound Black Angus burger. It's in between 2 grilled cheese sandwiches as buns. It comes with fresh lettuce, tomato, grilled onions. Fatty melt is what's famous around the country, and this is just kind of our take on it here in Portland.
Sam, John, you can have cheeseburgers. All right.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, that's good. That is a burger to die for.
I cannot think of a more beautiful day to visit downtown Portland. The food carts come in all shapes and sizes. We have a pretty pink one here.
Very pink.
And we got Big A sandwiches. Now, I understand this place has a sandwich named after you.
Ah, it's true, and it's quite a sandwich from what I've heard. I've never actually had the opportunity to taste it until today.
You haven't?
No, I'm so
Doing
happy
it on
to
next
be here.
stop.
Hey,
John.
how are you?
Pleasure. Good to see you. Pleasure.
Nice
So
to
Sam
meet
and
you.
I were debating Big A sandwiches with 2 asterisks. I'm thinking it stands for Ash, since the Ash Street Saloon's across the street.
It's art, right? Big art sandwiches.
Big sandwiches.
Ash.
Sandwiches.
Hey. So speaking of big sandwiches, you guys have the Sam app. We do.
We do.
What's on that?
Ham, turkey, Miracle Whip on our ciabatta roll.
How did you guys get into this business?
We wanted to open a restaurant, but economically, this was a little smarter. Big ass Mayor Adams.
Oh, thank you.
There you are, sir. You guys have a really good thing going on with food, beer, wine here in Portland. This is fun. And your sandwich, these guys did you right.
This is a good sandwich. Thank you, Big A sandwich.
You can't say the word.
No.
When you're done with all the food carts, you can head down to Voodoo Donuts, seen on the Food Network, seen all over the place.
You can get a donut that's designed to look like dirt, and another one that has, all kinds of, I don't know, you'll have to check it out.
I see Keep Portland Weird all over the city.
That's right.
Portland is a wonderful city. What's the Keep Portland Weird thing all about?
It's really, Portland is a place where you can be who you are. And whether that's weird to other people, here in Portland, we embrace that.
Like this guy here. Elvis Presley lives in Portland, Oregon, everybody.
He has not left the building.
We have a special treat for you today. We've done food segments all over the world, but never have we been in the kitchen of a world-renowned chef. This is the father of wine country cuisine, Chef John Ash.
I was sort of the first. I mean, it was a long time ago. When I first came to Sonoma County, to Santa Rosa, there was no good food here, which was surprising because it was an amazing agricultural area. A winemaker friend of mine took me to what was then the best restaurant in town, and I'll never forget this. It was the middle of summertime, and here was all this wonderful stuff being grown around here. And this best restaurant in town was serving canned vegetables. And I said, you know what? I could be a big fish in a small pond.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What are we going to make?
We're going to make the simplest, everybody should know how to make this. It's the simplest dessert in the world. The Italians call it zabaglione. French call it sabayon. I describe it as it's kind of like all of the great relationships in my life. There's this wonderful thing, it's there, but then it's not there, and that's kind of about my relationships. So
With the
great
can all
memories there, but not there anymore, and that's really good.
Well, I'm willing to help. So
Okay,
put
you're
me to
going to do
work.
it. So what we're going to do is I've taken some egg yolks here, a little bit of lemon juice, and this is just to your own liking. We're going to add some sugar, so it's that kind of balance, and you add as much or as little as you want to, and then carefully measure the wine. You don't
That's
actually
careful.
have to do- that's careful.
Very careful.
And what we're going to do is whisk this together, all of these things, until they're combined. And then I'm going to let you do this. We're going to put it on top of the simmering water here.
So we just set it on top. Do I continue whisking?
Yeah, and keep whisking like crazy. So your objective is to keep it moving and to actually beat air into it. And what will happen is that it will rise up like the souffle. We won't see any liquid egg anymore.
Oh, I can see it.
And what we want to do is get it off there before we scramble the eggs. And if you look at it, there's all of the liquid egg is gone, so
Yep.
we've cooked it. Any fruit that you like is, you can put on here. So this is the kind of thing that you can do, even if you hadn't planned on dessert. And really, that's it. So there you
Oh,
go.
my. actually the oldest working restaurant in America. It doesn't get any more historical than that, right, Joe?
I hope not.
Now, you're one of 3 families that have owned this restaurant throughout time. How is that possible?
Alrighty. Well, you had to have a starter, so you had 2 individuals, Atwood and Bacon, who were, I would call, entrepreneurs of their own time back in 1826. And they were in the oyster business. So it was very typical. A restaurant came about being because people had a product and they wanted to get it to the consumer.
The picture there with all these famous people all come to this place. So why do people come here? What's the draw? Besides the story.
Yeah. Well, we want to believe that you can always get people to come or spread the word because people have come and enjoyed themselves. For reasons such as the clam chowder you will be enjoying, the oysters, which is our middle name. Certainly lobster is such a trademark of New England, and it is really the best.
Okay, Anton, Joe said we have to come to the Oyster Bar. It says you're like world famous.
Put the knife right over here, one little crack, and then he breaks, turn them around. That's the serve.
So you don't sound like you're from these parts.
No, I'm originally actually from Switzerland.
Yeah?
From the German part, the better part. I have a little accent, and actually that's the reason people like it. Today we have 2 kind of voices. We have some Catuets, they are from the Cape Cod from Massachusetts, and those are actually Blue Points from Connecticut.
Well, that's a lot of horseradish.
Good for you. Wow.
It's going to put hair on my chest, right?
You just ate the same thing about 5 minutes ago.
You had no hair on your face?
No, it's clean shaven.
Are you here for business or are you here for pleasure?
We work here, yeah.
Oh, you work here. Good.
Bricklayers.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what should people see when they come to Boston?
A lot of history.
Well, a lot of history. Yeah.
Well, here we are in the oldest restaurant in America.
That's right.
It's exciting. I text my wife, and tell her where I'm at, what building I'm at, It's all right. It's cool.
The oysters were amazing here, but the lobsters are even more amazing. They're actually trained. Let's watch this.
Table hold a fork and a napkin.
And they'll take my money. That's awesome. We love checking out great restaurants all over the globe, and this place speaks to my heart. In downtown Santa Rosa, we're at Stark's Steakhouse. I'm a total meat and potatoes kind of guy. Mark, thanks for having us, buddy.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Now, this place has been around for just a few years, right?
We're going into our 3rd year now. We just love the building. It was a little bit tired. We came in and just redid it and brought back all that old history to it. It feels like an old-fashioned steakhouse, and you could be in Chicago, you could be in New York, you could be in San Francisco. Luckily, though, you're in Sonoma County here, Santa Rosa. It just has that old-fashioned feel that just brings back a ton of memories for a lot of people and creates a lot of new ones for people as well.
You guys have something unique to most steakhouses.
It's the aging room. It's our pride and joy. An aging room really is the old-fashioned way of aging beef and creating that real good beefy flavor.
What are your signature dishes?
Beef.
Well, yeah, of course, but which cut?
Well, the unique part about Stark Steakhouse is that there's several different ways to get your meat on. And what I like to do is get several cuts on the table, several different sauces, and just everybody get a little bit of everything.
Come to Stark Steakhouse and get your meat on. We're one of the best restaurants in all of Mexico. And this man right here is the main man, Mr. Thierry, Chef Thierry. Thank you so much for having us. I feel like I'm in like a rainforest somewhere.
And that's a real one. Here I started 20 years ago. It's a very small restaurant. And I came to Puerto Vallarta just for one night, 22 years ago. And then I fall in love with Puerto Vallarta. I said, wow, I want to work here and I want to live here. And all this part we are now was really like part of the forest. And then all the cities start building around.
This is like the first time we've ever gone to a restaurant, done a food segment where we didn't feature the amazing food, but it is art for you. And it was an art form on the plate. This is dessert.
I like the artistic way of seeing life. So the food, the art, the gardens, the design, and then the people, everybody who works here and who lives here.
Well, I would like to say on behalf of my crew, muchas gracias for sharing this wonderful art with us.
Yes.
And I think we should try that last tequila.
No, we should, definitely.
It's lunchtime in La Paz, and the crew is hungry. I'm with my new friend Veronica, and we're going to talk about food in La Paz. Let's start out here. We're at Bismarckcito. When we were planning this trip, everyone said you have to come to Bismarckcito. What's special about this place?
Well, this is a must-stop for La Paz and Baja California Sur. As you can see in here, we have a variety of seafood.
We have a plethora of seafood. I think we have every kind of seafood on the table.
Everything. And everything is from here, from the Sea of Cortez. That's wonderful. So it's very fresh. They got the food here every morning. And this restaurant, it's a big tradition of La Paz.
It had a great history, right? It started with a food cart, basically.
Exactly. It started in 1968, has always belonged to the same family. They started just with the cart that you can see in here. With that they serve tacos, different kind of tacos: shrimp, oyster, octopus.
Now the food in La Paz. We've been here for a couple days now. Every restaurant we've gone to is fantastic. You don't see fast food chains lining the streets. You have a lot of really good La Paz restaurants.
Exactly. I will call it high quality. Everywhere, even in the little restaurants. And for instance, the steaks that we tried the other day.
So good, the buffalo.
The buffalo barbecue.
So yummy.
Oh yeah,
and Italian.
So
we had great Italian last night.
Yes, and a wonderful also wine cellar to do the maridaje, with the food.
I like it.
Yes, it's like a secret of La Paz, the gastronomy.
It's really good.
And when the people come, the tourists come, they can discover that secret.
Loreto was the first town in all of Baja California, which is a perfect way to start our tour of Loreto with Cece, who's going to tell us all about this historical, quaint fishing village.
Well, right behind us, we have the first capital of the Californias, first town to be built in all Baja California. At one point, it was even the capital of Upper California, United States.
So the whole West Coast all the way down.
You got it.
It all started here. We've read so many amazing things about Loreto, so we totally want to see this town.
Okay, well, let me take you through a beautiful portion of the vegetation just in the main square that has a lot to do with the name of Loreto, the laurels that we have here.
Sounds great.
All right, this way.
Cece, why Loreto? Why was this the first town in Baja California?
Jesuit missionaries really wanted to evangelize this area. And the indigenous population was really a marker to figure out how big the peninsula was. I mean, was it an island or was it part of Mexico? And the island was Calafia, and now it's Baja California.
Oh, California, Calafia.
Exactly.
It's coming together.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Well, we're going to have a really special treat right now, and that is making really traditional Mexican food here, tortilla making.
Oh, I like this place. Very colorful.
Right? And it's made from adobe, so it's also historical for the area.
Nice.
Yeah. Rosa,
Hola.
presenta John. John, Rosa.
Hola.
So show us how the dough is made, please.
Yes, please.
Harina,
flour, some oil, salt, a little bit of salt, okay.
Okay, so you know what's in it. Now we just got to learn how to flatten it out, right?
A ver, dinos cómo. Tell us how. You gotta roll it a bit. Flatten out on the edges. When you think it's too big for your hands, and you start doing this little thing. ¿Verdad? Sí. Ah. Look at her trick.
Yours is way better than mine.
You put it, just lay it down. It's not very round, but the flavor is the one that counts.
It's better than mine, Rosa. Enough? You think I'm good? They got the peanut gallery over here. Gracias. Muchas gracias. Sounds good. Tomato.
So you have now a fish taco with beans.
Bueno. Gracias.
Con salsa. So now that we've fed you, it's time to dig into some history. This mission was started off with just a smaller room back in 25th October 1697 with the beautiful Holy Mary of Loreto from Loreto, Italy. And we are blessed with having her still. The Marine Park of Loreto doesn't have any more corals because you're looking at them.
Really?
Yeah. The traditional name of Loreto is Loreto Concho. So you have Loreto, an evangelized name, and Concho, a name that refers to the seashells. I want you to try my favorite place. This place has the most delicious ice cream I've ever had since I was in 4th grade.
That sounds perfect on a hot day, too.
A lot of people come here. We have the people of Loreto, the residents that are from Canada, United States. And it's so great. I bet. Yeah, they're out there.
Hola!
Hola.
Cece, what a perfect way to end the walking tour. On the rooftop of La Mission, our beautiful hotel with the sunset.
And with a great view of our town that really hasn't changed in 300 years.
It's a very quiet town. It's a very safe place to be. So thank you so much for having us. We love it here. We're about to make some great memories on Mexico's stunning Sea of Cortez for a day filled with all things water and beach related. Muy bueno. This is our awesome host, Scott, who actually set up this entire day. You have a day full of activities for us planned.
Well, right now we're here getting clams that we're going to be making for lunch on Coronado Island Beach a little later today. But before we get to that, we're going to do some kayaking around the north side of Coronado Island. We're going to start out looking at some interesting rock formations, and then we'll come up on a seal colony.
This is a nice way to see the landscape.
It really is,
Close
isn't
up.
it? The kayak really allows you to kind of get up close and personal with it. There's a little tiny baby about this big right in here. Just touched the back of me.
Okay, you're like pretty much crafting the near perfect day for us. We go out, we see the dolphins, amazing bottlenose dolphins, hundreds of them, playing in the wake, and get in the kayaks, paddle over to the sea lions and the seals in their habitat. That was as close as I've been. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you
it
for
was
that.
pretty neat, wasn't it?
And then paddling across the scenery with the mountain right next to us and all the different colored rocks. This is really a beautiful, beautiful place. And the island here, this is Coronado?
This is Coronado.
How many islands surround Loreto?
There's 11 islands in total, and then there's 5 that are close in to Loreto here.
Tell us about lunch, because it looks pretty amazing.
Well, today we've got fresh clams the ones we got on the way out here, and we have Baja fish tacos as our main course. John, I want to introduce you to a really good friend of mine, Enrique Salcido.
Nice to meet you, John. It's a pleasure.
Likewise.
Nice to meet you.
We call him Chief. You
Hey,
can call
Chief.
him Chief, too.
Hi.
Enrique's turned me on to some really great Mexican traditions, and one of them is raw clams.
This is the side where you have to start opening them. So it's like this, and then you pull with the knife. It's already done.
So the whole clam meat is like a lining on the inside of that shell. It's a pretty big clam, John.
Yeah, very big.
It
I'm
is.
not sure that one's designed for beginners.
Can we cut it in half?
They will move because they're still alive.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at that.
Uno, dos, tres.
Perfect. Perfect.
Not bad at all.
I think you earned something here.
Tequila.
Come on over here, Maria.
What a day.
What a day. It's not over yet, John. From here, we're going to take you guys back to the hotel. You'll have time for a siesta, and we're going to cook the catch of the day.
Ah, bueno. Más tequila, más pescado.
Sí.
Bueno.